Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the fifth round of the PC Tier 1 Season 6 of Prospects eRacing League. This is your streamer, Harry, and your commentator, along with my co commentator, Alfred, in the com box. Hi, Alfred.
Hello, Harry. Of course, as you said, round five today. It's going to be exciting. Hopefully, we had the Spanish Grand Prix in real life yesterday, so if uh, if it's going to be as exciting as that, we can look forward to this round.
Yeah, absolutely. And the championship battle must be pretty tight. I'm not aware of the points table, but not gonna lie, it has been a really fierce battle up in front, I must say, between the drivers such as John Meister, if I'm not wrong, in the Ferrari, and the likes of
Yeah,
Lunatics in the Haas.
Lunatic in the last. Yeah, I think we'll see Lunatic once again be pretty quick in qualifying. He's been really unlucky in a couple of races, so hopefully his luck will turn and he'll have a clean race this time. And then let's just see what happens. Anything can happen when it's Formula One racing. So yeah,
Well, the boys have readied up. They've gone into the session.
gear right-hander and
Sorry for
okay.
that small technical error over there. I think we lost the audio over there on stream. But yeah, as I was asking my co-commentator here, taking us through the lap, I think it finished almost 50% of the lap, but then I had to cut him short and get our comms back on. Go ahead, Alfred. Go for it again.
Do you want me to start from the middle or from the beginning or wherever?
Well, just breeze through it throughout if you want, or you can go on board one of the drivers and have a look.
Yeah, let's go on board with somebody.
Sure. Sorry about that technical glitch again. Yep, we
Okay,
can
here
go
we
on
have
for lunatics.
the last corner, turn 16, coming down this long DRS straight into turn 1, big braking zone. Main overtaking opportunities will be seen down here. Um, Turn 2 coming to the left. This makes up quite a medium speed chicane. Turn 3 almost flat out. Maximizing the exit speed is really important. Um, it leads to a short straight here before turn 4, which is another right-hander. Turn 5 comes immediately after. Slow left-hander right over here. It's taken in third gear here, second gear. Yep, second gear. That's what I've written down as well. Then we have short straight before the turn 4. I just lost it. Sorry. Here we have the upper right-hander. That must be 9, right? Then we have 8 and 7 up here. I'm completely lost.
Well, not a problem at all, Alfred. It happens when you're going through the flow with the corners. You forget sometimes the corner number. And over here, as we see, Lunatics just going into the pits, I'm sure. But that is the final corner on the outside, which is turns 15 or 16
Yeah,
on the track.
and
And
that will be flat out in on any tire and any downforce level, basically, which is really important that you get maximum speed through there, so you can get good exit down the 1 kilometer long pit straight, which of course is where we will see most of the overtaking today.
absolutely, and talking about that, I think we have a few times coming in. We have Lunatics who set up 169 on a set of mediums, and that's a very strong time considering where the current benchmark, that is TTV Arrows, has set a 116.7 on softs, and I think he's on a consecutive second hot lap. Seems to be getting the corners right, but yeah, he's going into the pits, cutting the pit entry a bit on the entry, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's gone into the pits, so he was not on a second hot lap. As we go and look around for drivers who are on hot laps, because the battle is ramping up for the lead, and the drivers are getting faster by the race. In fact, some drivers, the likes of Dil, who's currently in P12, obviously not his representative lap time of 135, but then he's been showing some pace as well. And T for Real in P16 has been showing some pace. In France, I remember seeing him showing some good pace the last two races back, I think.
Yeah, and we of course see John Meister also on the medium compound actually running just a tenth faster than Lunatic, which is really strong lap time. And I think, oh, my bad. He did it on the mediums. He's just on the soft. Sorry, he's on the mediums now. That's my bad. But I think it's the first time we've seen Lunatic go for the mediums. Although it might just be his banker lap. I'm not sure. Maybe he's going to go for the soft hot lap in just a second, or maybe in the final stint. Uh,
Yep,
so
that's possible. That's actually
yeah.
possible. But what we just saw was the tires being fit, as you can see on board John Meister here. He is on a set of mediums. He's going to start a hot lap. He is attempting a hot lap on the medium. So I think they're trying for the alternate strategy, which is the medium soft, I presume. I'm not sure exactly what the strategy is, but a medium soft should be viable, considering that in this games, the soft medium or the medium soft is like predominantly the tire strategy to go for in most tracks on the calendar.
Yeah, exactly. And if you start on the medium compound, you of course have the softer tires in the end with the light car, because there's obviously no fuel left in the end. So the cars have very low weight and very soft tires. So that might mean that it's easier to put in that fastest lap if that's necessary for the extra point.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely, and he's gone wide over there, unfortunately. Looked
yeah.
like a decent lap till there, I must say. He was able to just keep it somewhere on pace, probably, to keep it in the top three or four. But yeah, I think that must have proved costly Uh, so yeah, that's about it for that lap. But he will have a chance for another hot lap on those set of mediums because the mediums can do two hot laps, and if you're able to conserve it well, you can go for three. But let's wait and watch if he goes for a consecutive hot lap as well.
Yeah, I think he might do. Not 100% sure, of course. I think I would know he's coming into the pits. So that was it for the medium try, maybe. Or maybe he just underfueled the car. Not sure. Maybe he just wanted to get some fuel.
Yeah,
We don't know.
probably. It's possible. Usually drivers go out with the lightest load, fuel load possible. That is, with just enough for one hot lap and one out lap and one in lap. So that's totally three laps with one lap using the richest fuel mix available on the game. So yeah, I think he must have been low on fuel. As you can see, oh yeah, JDX finishing his first flying lap on the medium set, and he doesn't seem to have used any ERS at all, and he's already low on fuel, so I'm not sure what exactly happened over there. But yeah, he's going very slowly through those corners. And as you can see, he's gone to the pits. So yes, he is.
That was kind of weird, to be honest. Um, don't really know what the thought behind that was. Maybe he didn't feel comfortable on the tire. I think he would set a lap time either way. But let's see if then Walker can improve on his lap time. It seems like he is on it. But no, I don't think he is, as his ERS is at 100%.
Yep, I
So
think everyone's going into the pits at this point of
yeah,
time. Maybe a few outlaps over there. As you can see on the leaderboard, we have about 6 or 7 drivers on outlaps. As you can see, a driver starting his hot lap, but seems to have invalidated his hot lap somewhere over there on the penultimate corner.
yeah, and that of course is really an easy thing to do, as it is quite a tricky corner. That last section really needs to be spot on every single time. Um, as that last chicane, it's really tough. You wanna get quickly through the first of the corners, but you also wanna make the car go back to the right so you can have the racing line for the next. And it's really difficult. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some people run wide there. And I think that's where you win or you lose at this track. It's 6-3 if you ask me.
Absolutely. In fact, we're in Spain right now, and just this weekend we had Formula One visiting Spain as well. So, nice coincidence over there, I must say. And well, I was watching the race, and uh, well, this might not be very relevant, but then my girl and me, we both are opponents in F1 because she supports Red Bull, whereas I support Ferrari, and she supports Max, when I support Charles. So we were having a fun race over there till Charles DNF'd because of an engine issue, if I'm not wrong. Did you watch the race, Alfred?
I did watch the race, yeah. I did.
Yeah, so that was a pretty fun race to watch. Heartbreak for the Ferrari fans, happiness for the Max and the Red Bull fans over there. But yeah, shout out to her for supporting me through the stream. I guess she must be watching right now. Moving on, we see
We just
UPI, yeah?
saw fastest sector one, but I
Exactly.
think it's been taken away from him by someone else. Uh, as we see someone stop in sector two. He's just letting cars past. But yeah, UPIA said the fastest sector one. So let's see if he can improve on his 117.9. A lot of curbing there as well. Really brave there. And coming up to a really tricky bit here to talk
Uh,
about.
I think that sector 3 was really questionable from UPI. He seemed to have had
Yeah,
a
he
good
thought.
lap, but
Yep, I
he's
agree.
aborted. He's aborted the lap as well.
Sector 3 missed all the apexes pretty much. Yeah, didn't really make it work. But we saw a strong pace in sector 1 from him. So maybe he'll be able to improve on his next lap if he gives it another try. If you see Jonas has retired.
I think he's retired in the pits because I do not see a Mercedes anywhere on track. As
No,
we have a look at Dill's hot lap coming to the end, final corner, and he should be putting in a lap time in a few moments. Let's see if that improves anywhere.
that
As you see,
doesn't.
by
Yeah,
four
one
tenths, by
three.
4 tenths.
That is, of course, Arrows is on. Is he on the mediums? I think he said his lap on the mediums, right?
Uh, whom are we talking about? Arrows?
Arrows, yeah.
Yep, those are lap times set on mediums. So the
Okay,
tires being shown right now are the tires
yeah.
used for the fastest lap.
Okay, so that is actually quite interesting that Lunatic and Arrows are so quick on that medium compound. Um, of course, Spain is quite hot. Um, I honestly don't know how much of that carries through to the game, like because in really hot conditions, you of course want the soft tire will wear off quite quickly, and the mediums might even be better across a single lap because the softs might overheat. I don't think that carries on to the game that much though.
Well, to be honest, I have to give it to the game a bit. It actually does. So, when it is very high temperatures, basically sunny,
Sunny.
it's not that you know, like you said, it's not that heavy in terms of tire deck. But then when the temperatures are low and it's overcast and you're running on slicks, it does increase the tire life by a couple of laps. And I've experienced it firsthand on the game. So yeah, probably not on the higher temperatures. The tire degradation isn't really on point, but on the lower temperatures, definitely the tire degradation reduces and you're able to push the tires for a few laps extra.
Okay, I actually didn't know. That's pretty cool. Cool. That's nice of the creators to get that into the game because that is a huge part when racing in real life. Also, you can feel it even in like in the carts, racing carts. You can feel really soft compounds. They wear out instantly on a hot day, but on cold days they can last for hours. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's pretty cool. As we see John Meister coming out of 2016 towards the finish line. Can he improve? Oh, he's.
Starting a hot lap. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. My bad. Sorry.
No problem as we see him taking turn 1, avoiding the curb on the inside on turn 2, just getting very close to the inside on turn 3, but choosing the wider line. Many lines I've seen drivers taking through turn 3 as he comes up to turn 4, sticks to the inside, opens the wheel just enough to stay on the edge and coming up to turn 5, if I'm not wrong. Slight lockup on the inside, but didn't really cost him much. A little squirmy on exit, as we saw over there. And then the chicane that takes him into turn 8 and coming up to turn 9, almost flat, goes just a little squirmy again on exit, which sent the car a little wide, but got it. Fastest sector 2 according to the game, and we'll stay on board and see if that is the fact because now he's going through sector 3. He's going around turn 12 and now 13 coming up. Just takes enough curve over there and around the inside, outside, inside again, and outside again, around turn 16 now. Let's see what kind of a lap time it is, but I think he has
Been
unfortunately
invalidated.
invalidated.
Yep, he has.
Ah,
That was unfortunate. He had fast middle sixes, so that was pretty cool. Pretty good lap. Um, Unlucky in the end. Did you see his throttle data through turn 3 up here? He was pretty much flat out, almost flat out the whole way through. Like that's the most throttle I've seen of any of the drivers today. So that was pretty impressive to see actually. He really went for it through turn 3 and it worked out. And unfortunately, sector 3 not so good. Unfortunately, invalidated through that tricky last section. So yeah,
well, something I want to point out here, T for real is on a hot lap. He is not really being that fast because he's right now in the way of Lunatics. who is also on a hot lap, and he's caught up to T4Real so much, and the dirty air must be really affecting him through Sector 3 because the car is definitely understeering a little bit, but he's managed to keep it good. He's short shifting a little for traction, goes very close over there, and I think he's just aborted his lap considering how much dirty air affected him. But in that, on the contrary, that is probably quali done for us with Dil, who's taken pole position with a 116.3, that lap time which we were seeing. He was almost 4 tenths faster, and he still has that gap to TTV Arrows, who's in P2 for McLaren with a 116.7. Lunatics in a comfortable P3. I'm sure he had more pace, but that final lap was a little hampered by the dirty air that he was getting from T for Real. But I think it is in all right that T4Real can stay on track and take the racing line and not give space to anyone because he was on a lap of his own. Take us through the
Yeah.
standings, Alfred.
Yeah, well, as you said, Dill pole position with 4 tenths. That's pretty dominant. Of course, second and third were on the medium compound, pretty close to each other though, um, which were Arrows and Lunatic. John Meister P4, JD P5, P6 was Mark W, and T for real in P7. P8 was Tom. Sushi Trash took P9. P10 was Owen. UVIA in P11, Dan Walker P12, P13 was Wins, Jonas P14, Flux Animus 15, 16. I didn't get that, sorry. um,
I think that was Brandon L, who was in
okay.
P15. But yeah,
I I don't know what has happened to Vincent because he was not up there and he's usually pretty decent on pace. Uh,
oh,
Maybe he didn't qualify. Not sure to be honest, but I didn't see him anywhere there.
oh, I did not notice that at all. I think we do have a shocker for this qualifying session in Spain. We'll have to see what just happened. We might have to just ask around what happened. Uh, But yeah, I think he'll try and give a comeback in the race. Starting at the back of the grid will give him a lot of opportunities for tire choice in terms of strategy. He can play it out. He can be out of the chaos into turn
Chaos in
one.
turn one.
So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes as we wait for
Yeah,
the drivers to ready up and get their setups and tire pressures and strategies right, fuel loads, and wait for them to start the formation lap. As you can see over there, yep, let's
mm,
finish the lineup on towards the back of the field. We had Flux Animal for Alpine in P16, Brandon L in P15, Brandon L in P16 for Williams. We have Kree in P17, Will it's Jensen in P18, and Alligator in P19. Yeah, Jensen definitely is out of position. If he was definitely out of position over there. I'm not sure what happened to Quali. We did not really go on board or track him.
no, we usually see him around top five. I think that's around where he belongs, but definitely not P18. So something must have happened. Maybe Wi-Fi problems. I know that he had Wi-Fi problems. Oh, and the Williston Creek we just had contact, and they will not get heat into the tires, into their medium tires. But I do know that Jensen had some connection problems last week, I think it was, and maybe that's what's carrying over. Maybe he didn't get to settle up because his Wi-Fi didn't work.
Well, if that's the problem, it'll definitely be a shame. As we see over here, Dil seems to have shot out towards the front, and he'll be sitting on the grid for so long with cold tires. He's already lining up on the grid, as you can see him coming around the final corner. I think that is definitely going to disadvantage him as we see the two disqualified cars of Kree and Jensen over there. Jensen is on a fresh set of mediums since he's starting P18, and that's not going to help his cause having cold tires and brakes going into turn 1 and 2.
No, definitely not. Uh, but still interesting from Dill. Don't really know why he would push like that, as he will now have cold tires, and maybe the mediums might even have better grip of the start now because they got heat into the tires, and Dill definitely. let them cool down by being stationary there on the grid.
Well, as we see the cars all lined up, let's wait and watch for the lights. As we see over there, 4 lights, 5 lights, waiting for the lights to go. Lights out and away we go. Beautiful start over there from TTV Arrows. I think he's going to get the jump on Dil, and he has. Dil is right now in P2, and we have a pretty clean getaway by the drivers in P3 and 4. A Mercedes going away onto the grass, lawn mowing a bit, but pretty clean for the top 5, 6, 7 drivers over there, as we see a little bit of wheel banging maybe between the back runners, but some change in positions, as we see Lunatics getting overtaken by a few
Oh, Dan
cars.
Walker, of course.
Dan Walker seems to have lost it, as you were saying. As we can, let me try to quickly go and see if he is around there, and he seems to have lost a wing
Front.
as well.
Yep. We also saw a Alpine in the background trying to go around the outside in turn one. Not sure if that worked out, honestly. Um, Maybe it was Flux Animus and T for real. Not sure if that was the case. Then well done, Flux Animus. If that was it, then that was a nice move. Um, as we see Lunatic here down in P6, he's dropped down. I think he started P3, right? So he's dropped down 3 positions.
Yep, he did start P3.
That's the medium compound without the grip, and as we see creepy in here, quite unstable. We see Jensen up to P12 already. Oh,
Beached car.
UBIH, he is beast. That is the first time I've ever seen that in F1 2021.
Oh well, I experienced it. In fact, this weekend, last 2 days back, when I was driving in Brazil, he's been disqualified from the session because he's been
Oh,
parked in the wrong location. He should have used the
yeah.
reset to track, which the game allows you to do. But I guess he just didn't think about it. As we have some battles happening up in front for the lead over there between Dil and TTV Arrows. Dil almost having to give up the position. I don't know how, but TTV Arrow seems to have the pace and the grip over Dil already. I don't know if the softs are supposed to last long. They're definitely supposed to last longer. I don't know if there was a mistake over there by Dil, but he seems to have lost a lot of time, and he's under pressure, tremendous pressure from Arrows at the moment. The McLaren's poised really well in P2 and 3 currently.
Yeah, Arrow's definitely doing a banging job right here. You can see Dill under pressure, running wide there, not hitting the apex as well. And DRS, of course, will be enabled soon, as that'll be. Oh, I was just running wide there. Yeah, that's gonna cost a lot of time. Um, Coming out of turn 16, as he won't be able to accelerate Dill fastest lap, of course. But on this lap, we'll have the DRS enabled, as we see the message up in the top. Um, so let's see if Arrows can stay within that second and oh, he can't. He spun. Ah, that's unfortunate from Arrows. Just a bit too much curb, I think. A bit too much throttle. That's really unfortunate from the man who started on the front row. Sorry, Jen's up in P10 now. Of course, getting some easy positions with the UBIA retiring and Arrows spinning out. But yeah, that's a pretty nice first couple of laps for Jensen, I would say.
Well, nice laps from Jensen for sure. We seem to have Lunatics over there, as you see over there. Ah, I think I've missed it out, but he's in P12 right now, dropping more positions. Unfortunate for him. Doesn't seem to be having. Oh yes, he does have some heavy wing damage. He's losing it. He's missing an end plate over there, and he's lost so many positions. Dil seems to have lost it as well. He's in P4 right now. He's lost 3 positions. Everyone losing positions who started at the top. Sushi Trash also dropping positions, so they're spun somewhere in sector 3. I think around turn. Oh, and he spins again with the
Oh,
hot
another one,
tires.
yeah. If I had front wing damage at this point in the race, I would probably box for the hearts, to be honest, and try to finish the race because, especially if you're a medium runner, because you have that one mandatory pit stop, as we see Lunatic retiring. Um, and that's a virtual safety car. Maybe it will become a full safety car. He's parked dangerously. Yep, That is a full safety car.
I hope we have Dan catching up to Lunatics because I want to see if he did send it and hit it into the. Oh, the car has been cleared. But I think what has happened is Lunatics had front wing damage. He did not have the downforce to turn. He must have tried to turn
Yep.
in very aggressively and would have gone straight into that barrier that separates the track from the pit lane.
Exactly. Yep. Good call.
Ah,
Yep.
that is a shame for someone who started in P3 and his train of bad luck and bad, what can we say, races. Just the first starting part of the race is where he loses so much. I don't know if it's the pressure, I don't know if it's the nerves, but through the race he does progressively get really fast and gets shows his true pace towards the end. But in those first few laps, he always seems to lose out on positions and pace. And yeah, I just hope he can find his footing and get back and show us the pace he truly has, because we've seen him, we've seen how good he is, we've seen his comeback drives. I remember on the first race itself in Mexico, if I'm not wrong, it was a brilliant
Yeah.
race from him.
Exactly. Yeah. Really great race. We've seen Lunatics. He has an amazing pace on a single lap on the qualifying sessions, but as soon as we hit the race in the starts, as you said, it keeps on going wrong for him. Of course, he's had some misfortune, but really unfortunate. Don't know what's happening, but he's definitely going to have to work on his opening couple of laps if he wants to win this championship. As honestly, I'm just gonna interrupt myself as we see Jensen in P2. Oh, he hasn't. Maybe yeah. Think we've seen a lot of people have stopped and
Well,
changed tires, of course.
that's what I was going to talk about. The pit stops, everyone, barring the top four and a couple of drivers in the middle of the pack, I think Flux Animus and Krikri have all boxed for fresh mediums. I'm not sure if the mediums can go to the end from here. I don't think
Doubt
they
it.
can.
I don't think they will. I think they all will need to stop again. And honestly, I think it would have been a better strategy to stay out.
Well, being on the softs and staying out, you'll be wasting a pit stop during race on normal racing conditions. Whereas under safety car, you lose much lesser time. So I think they must have taken the gamble. We'll try to push these mediums to a long extent, and they're probably betting on another safety car sometime during the final
Yeah,
third of the race for that final pit stop. I think the other drivers up in front, except for Mark, who seems to be the only driver other than Flux Animus. So Flux Animus and Mark have stayed out. They're planning to do the exact strategy that you were talking about, staying on the
yeah.
softs and staying out. So we'll lot of interesting strategies over here. I see three different strategies in front of me right now, and those are mainly the drivers who started on mediums versus the drivers who started on softs, and the drivers who opted to make this race or commit to the two stopper.
Honestly, I think the guy who won the most out of this safety car, I'm pretty confident that it's going to be Jensen, as he started on the medium compound, only 5 laps in, so they won't be worn down too much. And I'm pretty confident that both him and all the other medium runners will need to box again, as we see Kree falling down the order.
That's Krikri, but then I think we caught that on stream. But the two drivers up in front, Mark W and Willets Jensen, are teammates in AlphaTauri, and one of the AlphaTauri somehow managed to magically pass the safety car. I'm not sure if it's a pass on the safety car or if there was a glitch in the lobby and the safety car just glitched back. But yeah, he had to slow down and almost caused a pileup behind him. I I hope there's nothing that's caused a glitched lobby. But we have the safety car in this lap. We have T for
Yeah.
real making up positions over there for some reason. Owen and him seem to have exchanged a few positions as we see a disconnected Dil in the middle of the track. I hope he does not utilize the coasting because it can really mess up the race. But let's hope and see what these drivers do, as I'll take this safety car restart because there seems to be an interesting strategy for the AlphaTauri boys up in front. Mark seems to be taking it very slow, building a decent gap. I hope he builds an enough gap for the safety car to go into the pits so that he doesn't have a throttle cut. And now he's going to be taking it so slow to the line as the drivers behind are almost accelerating and having to slow down immediately over there. Um, as we
And there
stay.
we go.
Yep, he's gone. He's got them by surprise, and I think there's going to be a battle for P3 between Jonas and TTV Arrows because they're literally having a drag race to turn one, and the latest of breakers will probably get the move. And
Wait, that
Jonas,
was a really close one, Jonas. He almost outbroke himself and ran into the rear end of the AlphaTauri of Jensen. That would have been a nasty hit and definitely taking out both of them. We see yellow in sector one. We see, is that an Aston Martin parked up? Dan Walker again being unlucky. Ah, that's really unfortunate as we see Jonas and Tom here battling it out.
well, Jonas and Tom battling it out, and in the front we did see it in the fair distance ahead that Jensen got overtaken by TTV Arrows as we see the top four taken up by the AlphaTauris and the McLarens as we see a yellow flag still in sector one. I think that is still Dan Walker trying to get up to
Yeah,
speed because of the hot
I
tires
think,
he has.
yeah, exactly. Oh, and we see is it a Red Bull stop? What down on the map? Uh, Alligator maybe? Yeah, Alligator right next to Dan Walker pretty much now. So that's unfortunate as well. And he even boxed, so that's brand new mediums that he just won on. That's unfortunate, mate. That might be tough on the strategy as the tires will be warm now and he will have to slow down a little, or they will be worn out way too much and they won't last the distance. See Sushi Trash trying around the outside, as I said earlier. If you can get around the outside, you cross at the inside for turn two, and that is ideal. And yep, that was it. Round the outside, nice move from Sushi Trash. Flux enemies just couldn't really do anything about it right there. That is slipstream right there.
Absolutely, that was actually a brilliant move around the outside, and like you were explaining about the first set of corners, turn one, two, and three. It just keeps changing from one driver to the other. The advantage, if you're able to stick your car down the inside into turn one, you will have to stick it around the outside in turn two, and then you'll have the inside again in turn three. So it's all about the planning of that overtake or setting up the overtake to get that position. And I think Sushi Trash did it perfectly and bravely on the brakes around the outside on turn one and managed to stick it on the inside in turn two.
Yeah, we see him pushing really hard here. I think braking really hard, really late, and going nice and early on the throttle on those mediums. Actually, we just saw before T3 having a bit of oversteer in the front, and we see Arrows running in P1 as Mark W pits. That's probably not the call I would have went for. Then I would have rather boxed on the safety car because now he's just going to lose a lot of time. But he stopped in the hards. That's interesting because he's definitely going to go on the end on those tires if there's no problems, of course. Um, and I think most of the medium runners will have to stop again, probably for softs.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jensen over there was in P2 at the race restart under safety car. His teammate Mark W leading the pack, and immediately the first lap after the safety car went in, he lost two positions to both the McLarens, and now they're leading. They're on different strategies. Arrows is not has not yet pit, whereas Tom is on fresher mediums, and it'll be interesting to see if there's gonna be a battle for the position or if they're just gonna do the I mean, the more obvious thing would be to let. Oh, we have Krikri who's
Yep, retiring.
retiring somewhere over there on the right, as you can see.
That
Krikri
looks
has
like
retired.
I think he's had a pretty big impact with the wall. Oh, as we see, big snap of over Steve Jones there on the exit, going a little too greedy on the throttle pedal. Sorry, as we see John Meister going past Will Jensen on the DRS. Easy move, of course. Nothing that Jensen could do to defend, I guess. We didn't see it, but DRS
Jensen,
pass it. on that top.
Jensen over here seems to be having some trouble with pace. He doesn't seem to be having
Yeah,
the pace to defend. He's losing. He's lost 3 positions. He should have technically been in the lead at this point if he had the pace of the drivers ahead of him. But all of them managed to have overtaken him pretty fine. He is on, has not yet pit, but the same strategy is what TTV Arrows is on. But TTV Arrows seems to be doing pretty well, has a 1.3-second lead on his teammate, and seems to be neutralizing that gap and not losing much time. So I'm not sure what's wrong with Jensen. If we can get some kind of info but just by looking at his onboards, as we see over there, slight oversteer or squirming or traction, struggle for traction on the exit. But as he comes around the final 3-4 corners, around turn 16, he should be around now. John Meister over there having a snap of oversteer, and we'll be seeing Jensen following him, has DRS support, and it'll help him try to, probably stay in the DRS of John Meister and gain some pace.
definitely enough time. And let's see in the second DRS zone. Probably won't be able to overtake in the second DRS zone. It's really not a place that we usually see it, but maybe he'll be able to stay close enough so he can get an overtake on the pit straight again. Maybe, I'm not sure, but if he can stay close enough, that's definitely a possibility. As we see Jonas going, Mark W, sorry, trying around the outside of Jonas. Mark, of course, being on the brand new hards and Jonas on the 10 level mediums. So the tires should be pretty close to each other in performance in a couple of laps. I think at the moment the mediums will still be quicker, but I think it won't be long until those hards start to work probably against the mediums.
Yeah, the hards generally have a problem fundamentally to not heat up for the first 1 or 2 laps, but Mark seems
Yeah.
to have gotten him under the right working temperatures. And I think credit also goes to the track's design through Sector 3, as we see him trying to do a late dive and having to back out over there.
That was a risky one. I just said a lap ago, pretty much less than a lap ago, that it's really not a place that we usually see overtaking this second DRS zone. And right there we had a key example why. And now we will definitely see some action happening down here. Jonas, of course, will also have the DRS as we see Brandon L hitting the wall really, really hard. Surprised that he's still in the race, actually, that it didn't break his car. Round the outside for Mark W. Tries once more. Not possible, no. We saw multiple tries in the real life Grand Prix yesterday as well there. It seems like Mark has the pace, but he's used up all of his battery there. As he almost touches Jonas once again. So it seems like Mark has the pace over Jonas, but he has some trouble getting past.
Yeah, trouble getting past for sure, and I think that was also credit to Jonas getting the DRS from Brandel, but Brandon L just lost it on the final corner, turn 16, and went into the wall. So Jonas had free DRS, and I think he also has enough ERS to fight this because he seems to be using a lot of it, 35% compared to the 16% of Mark W. Mark W definitely trying to push and get past Jonas because that's very important for his strategy to work. He cannot afford to be stuck behind cars. He should be able to make the moves and get past these cars because he definitely has the pace advantage, as you can see over
Oi,
there.
that's the front wing going off.
Ah,
Oh, that's really unfortunate for both drivers. Mark having to box again, surely for the mediums now, right? I would definitely go for the mediums. I'm confident that they would last the next 20 laps or so. But I was just about to say that it was interesting to see Mark W going faster through that final bit, as that's where it really requires soft tires. But I'm
soft
going to
tires.
finish. That's where it really requires a lot of mechanical grip coming from, especially from the tires, which the mediums, of course, will be faster than the hards. Um, but Mark was quicker there, which was really interesting. Now he, of course, is on the soft tire. That's not a call I would have made, but maybe he's going for another stop again in the end, or another set of softs then. as we see Arrows with the fastest level 119.3 on that medium compound. Can Jensen do anything here? I don't think he will be able to. It's quite far. Or maybe he's going to threaten him on that outside. John Meister going a little defensive, but Jensen cutting back. Maybe no, that's not possible at this moment. Um, and especially not through those corners, it's a really tricky move to make here, as it's a really high speed section, and Village will have a lot of third. Yeah, as we see John Meister getting kind of oversteery on the exit, as we see Jonas parked up on the apex of 10-16. He has DNF.
It's a safety car.
So that Mark W will be really pleased with that safety car, definitely,
Yeah, I
as
think so.
he just fell back quite a lot. Village Jensen probably going in as well. Uh, not sure though. To be honest, I'm not really sure, because if he can't go for the mediums again, he has to do two compounds. That's mandatory. So honestly, not sure what he's gonna do. Is he
Well,
gonna stay out on the mediums, or is he gonna box for the softs and go for a two stopper? Maybe I am not sure, to be honest.
well,
Arrows going
Arrows
into the pit.
is his
Yeah,
his strategy counterpart in the McLaren is doing the same, and he has gone into the pits. His team. Wait a second. Why is the McLaren teammate Tom LC Tom has also pit behind him? They're double stacking, and I think they're going for a fresh set of mediums
yeah,
again. Both drivers.
yeah. JDX being the only driver up in the front, staying out actually, uh, which means
Uh,
that he will now take um, first position, of course, but he will need to stop.
Owen over
Uh,
here doing something really different, and he's gone on to a
yeah,
fresh set of hearts for the rest of the
Hearts.
race.
Oh, drive through for Alligator for speeding under the safety car. Oh, that's really unfortunate. And he won't be able to serve it under the safety car as well, so he will have to wait and lose a lot of time due to that penalty.
Well, that safety car has just triggered a set of pit stops that I am not able to make sense out of, to be honest. I mean, the only thing I make sense out of
No.
is that Tom has pit for another set of mediums, which will take him to the end of the race for sure. Because that means he's going to be doing 18 laps on those so those mediums, which will easily do it. And I think he has the win in the bag because he doesn't have to pit anymore. But if Arrows has to do those mediums to the end, he cannot because he has started on the
He has a
mediums
mandatory. Yeah,
and he has to
exactly.
go to the softs to the end. So he has committed to a two stopper now and he will have to pit later. John Meister in P4 seems to have pit for the softs, which is definitely meaning that he's going to pit again for another set of mediums because I don't think he's used any other set. Let's go and check on race director as we check the pit stops for John Meister. He has gone for softs to mediums. Okay, interesting. I'm a little. Yeah, he's gone from the softs to mediums. As you can see over here, John Meister has gone from the soft to medium and back to the softs now. And he's going to be having to pit again, I'm sure, because those softs cannot do the rest of the race, which will be about 18 to
Oh,
10, 18
arrows
laps.
boxing. Arrows boxing, so he can get that mandatory tire change, I guess. Yeah, onto the hearts. That is. Oh, arrows. That's unfortunate. Really not the best call as he just boxed. Of course, I think he forgot to set the hard tires before. I think that's what he wanted to do, like Jensen did it as well, and Owen is on the hards, and who was Sushi Trash on the hards. So yeah, I think that's what he meant to do, and that's why we both were confused by his strategy, but didn't work out in the end. He'll have to do a recovery drive now. We've seen that he definitely do have the pace. So let's see if he can show us some of that pace.
Yeah, yeah, I guess we have to wait and watch because now Arrow is on fresh hearts starting from P10 behind the safety car. We'll have to see how he goes. But JDX, the only driver who's JDX and Thill, the only two drivers, and Dan Walker. Sorry, I'm just noticing Dan Walker, JDX, and uh, Thill are the only three drivers who've not pit. They opted to stay on their set of tires. I think JDX can do another 10 laps on those hards now, considering the fact that he can try and push the mediums to the end. I think that's what he's going to be trying, but he will have a huge performance drop at the end of the session, at the end of the race, in the final few laps. So we'll have to wait and watch. In the meantime, Dil in P8, 7 lap old mediums, should be able to see the end of the race with those tires. About uh, yeah, he should be able to, I think, because he has the pace. He had an unfortunate disconnection in the middle, which sent him few more places behind. He had a spin before that, so I guess he's gonna be doing a comeback drive as well. So will TTV Arrows, as you were already mentioning, Alfred. He's in P10 now, fresh hards. We'll have to wait and watch. Dan Walker will be trying to see if he can get his pace back. As we see TTV Arrows again going into the pits, I am not sure what's happening over here with TTV Arrows.
Going back on the
Genuinely,
mediums.
ah,
Yeah, back in the mediums. Yep. So he can drive fast now, but I think he should have just opted to stay on the hard tire there.
yeah, the hard tires would have probably helped him with the fact that he will have pace towards the end of the race compared to the drivers around, because everyone else needed to make a pit stop, but now he's just lost in other five or six five places, which he'll have to fight back towards. And I don't know how it's going to work out for him. I think he must have just wished that he got those hard tires on the first pit stop itself, and now he's going to be hitting himself, knocking himself in the head. But heads down, you have the pace arrows, and we will be watching out for your progress through the race, because we know you'll be putting up a show for us. In the meantime, let's have a look at the drivers' position changes from where they started. It's pretty interesting statistic to look at in the middle of the race, because as you can see over there, none of the top drivers except for John Meister have started anywhere close to the first two rows. As we see the safety car coming in this lap, take us through this restart, Alfred.
Yeah. Okay, we're on board with the JDX here in front. Um, all the drivers will try to get that last bit of heat into the tires here. We see them weaving, looking really nice here. Of course, JDX going really slowly here, so the safety car can pull away and into the pits, so the cars can get a nice um, run off turn 16, and maybe even before. JDX, of course, controls the whole pack and the whole pace right now, so everyone will have to do whatever he does. And I think he just accelerated there. Not sure. No, he definitely didn't. So let's see when he. Okay, got his foot down there. That was a great start. Maybe Tom overtook him before the line. If he did, that's not a legal move. So I think it was. I think it was clean. Really great start from Tom. If that was fair. And JDX getting taken around the outside from John Meister, almost getting taken. John Meister might send it down the inside. No, too far back. Yep. Better safe than sorry. So yeah, Tom getting a crazy good restart right there. Oh, as we see John Meister sending it absolutely licking the stamp down the inside of JDX. That was a really nice move. Could have ended very badly if JDX didn't get out of the way. So big ups to JDX for seeing that one coming. That was if he didn't, that would have definitely ended really badly with at least one broken front wing.
That was really close. I think John Meister is just trying to utilize as much of the tire. Let me just go back to that stat. As we can see that John Meister is the only driver on 2 lap old softs in the front, other than Alligator and P15, who seem to have had a spin somewhere at the restart. But yeah, John Meister is trying to go and get that lead and then build a huge gap and wish for another safety car, because he has finished the mandatory pit stops needed, the mandatory tire changes needed, and now he's free to use any tire he wants. And now he'll be pushing over there, as we see Jensen trying to get closer and closer to JDX, but yeah, he is still struggling for pace. As you can see, he's trying to get closer, but waiting for that DRS help coming up probably at the end of this lap, and we'll wait and watch how that goes. In the meantime, John Meister caught up about 4 tenths through that lap, and he's taking all the right lines over there to go and get that position, that uh, lead position, P1 from Tom, because of the mightier tires. The much better grip that he gets from the softs is something he's probably going to use and build that gap as we wait and watch how it goes from here. Take us through this, Alfred.
Uh, yeah, basically, of course, John Weiss on the soft tires should be faster than Tom in the McLaren up ahead, running on mediums. Oh, just getting a little snappy on the exit there, it seemed like. Actually, we have. I'm just gonna say something else. Dill just went into the pits, and he's now down in 15. So really unfortunate race for him. And we saw Alligator getting a 5-second time penalty before for speeding in the pit lane. We see DRS enable on this lap, so John Master won't have it here, but next time around we will have it. But yeah, Alligator got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane while trying to serve his drive-through penalty. That is unfortunate.
That is actually damn unfortunate as we see some positions being exchanged between TTV Arrows and Flux Animal, who's made them overtake. Mark over there getting caught out by the little bit of lift off which Flux Animal showed over there, but he's trying to make the move around the outside over there, gets the move very close between the drivers. Some amount of wheel banging must have happened over there, not sure if the game caught it, but now Flux Animal is defending from Dan, who seems to be very much in the hunt for that P11. Mark now in the top 10 and will be trying to get more positions after that unfortunate change in strategy, and after that the immediate safety car that happened, which caused him to just lose all of those positions from the lead of the race.
Yeah, we see John Meister really close now to Tom, and Arrow's already up into P9 after that restart. That's a pretty nice job from him as well. But I think John Meister might be getting really close this time round with the DRS down the pit straight. Um, and also Jensen maybe getting a move done. Yeah, Jensen, yeah, easy DRS pass from John Meister. Of course, he's also on the softer compound. As Tom doesn't give up at all, he keeps on pushing. And he's going for the inside definitely here for turn 4. 180-degree right-hander. Switchback move from John Meister. Really nice racing from these two guys here. None of them are giving up at all. They are not giving an inch. Both really want this, want to keep this first place. I think they have quite equal pace actually, which John Meister will be upset about as he is on the soft compound. Um, I think Willis Jensen just got past. Oh, no. Oh, JDX has boxed. That's why he's out on new softs. So Willis Jensen took P3.
Yeah, so that is Jensen who's gotten the pass, and he will be the head of the DRS train of those three cars in P3, 4, and 5. Owen Oder in P4. He started in P10. Seems to have had a really good race up until now, but let's hope he does better and catches up to Jensen, because he's just a second away, as we see over there. Win in P11 uh, into the wall over there for the Alpine. Not sure if that happened at the due to a battle, or he just spun out over there. Very possible to have spun out over there, but as we see over there, Dan Walker having passed Flux Animus on the inside, or in fact before itself, because he I think the DRS really helped him over there. And I'm a little shocked at the pace that Dan has with the 15 lap old mediums over Flux Animal with 6 lap old mediums.
Yeah, definitely. We see through the whole grid a lot of drivers getting really close, and a lot of drivers actually getting penalties. As we see Flux Animus spinning, going way too aggressive on that throttle pedal. Really easy to spin there actually. Happens really often to a lot of drivers. Uh, so yeah, he'll try to cool down his rears now, as they definitely got a little hot. We see 62 was that once again. Flux, yeah, Flux Animus off once again. Right after turn 9, probably spun. Yeah, retired.
Retired. Oh my god. That might cause another safety car. Or maybe not. Oh, he's retired on track.
No, yeah, yes,
That is a
retired.
shame. He could have at least gone into the pits, because that can cause safety cars at times due to the way the game sees it as a threat. And it is a
Yeah,
safety car.
and it is, and who is going to be happy about that? I think John Meister is going to be screaming in joy right now. He is, of course, I think he would like to extend his soft stint, but he definitely should box now. This is going to be his big opportunity to box. Um, Probably for another set of softs, I would say, Ryan.
Well, yeah, absolutely. 10 laps, the softs can easily do it. But yeah, this is something we'll have to look at because I cannot believe this that Fluxani was just caused this. He retired on track and caused a safety car, which has completely changed how the strategies will work for all the drivers. But let's stay somewhere on board John Meister to see what he's going to be doing because he's going to be the first driver around. Brandon Thill and Alligator at the back of the grid have already pit for their respective new tires, and I think it is a soft tire for both the Williams and Alligator, and the Red Bull has gone for a fresh set of mediums.
Right here, I actually just reminded myself of something. I just thought about it. The reason why Village Jensen didn't qualify is because he had a qualifying ban. Because I think it was something that he didn't record the last race, and therefore he got a qualifying ban. And that's why he didn't qualify. That's why we saw him starting in the back. And I thought about that because I thought maybe it should give some penalty that you retire in the middle of the track and cause a safety car, because that, of course, changes the race quite a lot.
Yeah, in fact, you make complete sense. It's something which most leagues have a rule for because retiring on track is definitely, it's not the fault of the game that it sees a retirement in the middle of the track and it automatically brings a safety car for safety reasons. The reason a safety car is there, as the name suggests, is for safety reasons. Though there is no real safety needed in sim racing, but it gives that extra variable of unknown variable of what can happen in race and how it can change things, which is not under control of the drivers. So yeah, it's definitely unfair for a lot of drivers. I'm sure John Meister must be really happy. He's on fresh softs and he has all drivers ahead of him on 8-lap-old mediums, 8-lap-old hards, 7-lap-old mediums in the respective what do you call it, lineup of Tom, Sushi Trash, and Arrows, and that's gonna be a brilliant opportunity for him to win the race, I must say.
I actually am really impressed with Arrows in P3 already. Um, he definitely gained with this safety car that really saved him. So he'll definitely have to thank Flux Animus for that, because after the last safety car chaos with him, he's now back into the podium positions actually. Um, and on the medium compound compared to the Haas in front, maybe the Haas will be faster in the end. I'm not sure.
Well, the Haas might be faster. If you're talking about Owen over there, Owen's the Haas over there, right?
I'm talking about the Sushi Trash versus
Oh,
Arrows.
Sushi Trash is the Merc. I'm sorry. When you told Haas, I was a little confused as to why you're talking about the Haas. But yes, Sushi Trash
Yeah.
is in P2. He is on mediums. He has 6 seconds of time penalties. Let's not forget the time penalties that will get come into effect after the race ends. Because Sushi Trash in P2 has 6 seconds of penalties. Arrows has a 3 second time penalty, which is definitely gonna cost him if he's not able to build a gap in the next few laps after the restart. We have 3 drivers still catching up, and this might be the in lap or the last lap behind the safety car. Let's wait and watch. As we go closer to sector 3, we'll get that notification from the game. In the meantime, going through this grid now, there's so much that has happened. Tom is in the lead. He has not pit. The top three haven't pit. Sushi Trash is in P2. Let's have a look at the tires as well, who's on 9-lap-old hards for Mercedes. And TTV Arrows has somehow got back to P3, as you were mentioning, on 8-lap-old mediums. We have John Meister, who seems to be the luckiest out of the lot over here with fresh softs to the end of the race, and he has just 7 or 8 laps to race it out and get the positions ahead of him, as we have the safety car coming in this lap, and we'll see Tom slowing down the pack. JDXO there in P5, Jensen in P6, T for Real in P7, Owen in P8, Mark W in P9, Dan Walker in P10. Brilliant comeback from him. Brandon L in P11, Dill in P12, and Alligator in P13. Take us away for this restart, Alfred.
Yeah, we saw last time around Tom getting an excellent restart on, was that JDX in front? Not sure. I think it was. Um, but let's see if he can do that from P1 as well. He seems to be going fast already. Yeah, I think he is full throttle. He definitely is. Already second in front of Sushi Trash. That was like, Tom, how are you doing these restarts? Honestly, teach us all, because I think everyone could learn something from him. That is great. As we see arrows trying down the inside on Sushi Trash in the Mercdonia. No, backing out of that one. Um, if I was arrows, I would have probably gone for it, because the softer compound, as we see Jensen going down the inside turn one, round the outside turn two of JDX, as we talked about earlier, going through the track as well. Jensen, of course, being on fresh softs as well. Push trash and arrows battling it out as they had slight contact. Luckily, no one suffered anything from that. It seemed like, and arrows ends out in front of the two. Um, Tom just pulling away, pulling a nice gap to his teammate up there, but Arrows seems to be gaining a little bit here, so maybe he's got the pace. Of course, Ty's only one lap fresher. That's probably not going to mean anything at all. Maybe a tenth or two or something, but definitely not a lot. Um, John Meister here, of course, still on the fresh mediums. He will be looking to make a move up here. Yellow in sector 3, that is T for real, who's spun around. He's got the car going again. We see John Meister using up his battery here, of course, having a lot of energy saved up after the safety car. Pass left from Dill 118.6. Uh,
I need to point it out that I really don't understand what John Meister is trying to do over there. He has the grip on the softs, I agree. He does have the pace also, I agree, but he's using up so much ERS and he's just not waiting. I know he's losing the car ahead, but he has the pace and look at that. There was no chance of an overtake over there, but he was
no,
so close that he's just losing time trying to make those erratic moves. But I think he should have not used so much ERS, saved it up for later because at
right.
the end of this lap, he's gonna get DRS as well.
Yeah, exactly. I highly agree. Um, if if you try to go for a move that's like there's no chance, you're just gonna lose a lot of time. And again, we see him use up a lot of battery and braking way too late here, almost running into the back and oversteering. I think John Master is really unfocused, as we see Villages going around the outside of him. Oh, arrow spun around. No, that is a big moment here that promotes Jensen into the podium positions. Still on the fresh, soft compound. Is he going to be able to catch up to Sushi Trash, who also has a penalty? This is going to be some really, really, really exciting racing for the last couple of laps. As we talked about earlier, Jensen getting a good recovery drive on in this race, and I can tell you he definitely has got a really great recovery drive. As you can see, that soft compound just gripping into the asphalt way better than Sushi Trash's worn out parts.
Absolutely. In fact, it's not just that the hards are worn out, they're just 12 laps old, but the biggest problem with there being that the hards just don't have the grip that the softs can give you at this point of the race, and he's just 3 lap old softs on his car, Jensen has, and that's really helping him. And he seems to be having the pace, he seems to be a little more focused, making the right moves at the right time. As you can see, John Maestro over there, 7 tenths behind. He is going to be catching up for sure because he'll have DRS from here on. And I think we're going to
Maybe.
see a possible move. No, he just backs out. That is sensible driving from
That's
Jensen,
high
I must
IQ.
say.
Yep, exactly. That's how racing should be done. You need to race with your um. I don't want to sound rude, but with your brain, you like racing is such a tactical sport. You really need to do the right things at the right moment. So now Jensen will have the DRS. He'll use up all of his battery to try to send it down the inside, probably of Sustress. Sustress might move right here. No, okay, Jensen getting easily past, DRS past. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If he sent it down the inside in that second DRS zone, he would have not been close enough to make the move here. I don't think so. That was really smart racing. Now Jensen is definitely going to do his best to catch up to Tom. Although I think it's going to be difficult to catch those 4 seconds. He might be able to do it on those fresh mediums or softs. Sorry. So let's see if anything happens there. As we see here, a really close battle between a lot of cars actually. Arrows in the back of it. of course, spun around again, and Arrow sending it down the inside there of Owen, making a pass. No, Owen got it back, actually, and Arrow's back in front again. So a lot of position changes going on at the moment. John Meister, he's definitely going to be upset that he didn't make it work, as we see somebody spin off, and there's another
We
safety
have a
car.
safety car. Can you believe? And we see Mark going into the back of JDX, and I think he's going to get a 5-second penalty and a broken wing, which means
Definitely.
that was Alligator who's DNF'd somewhere in Sector 2. I'm not sure why there's a safety car, but that means we're going to have just one lap of racing at the end of this. I think there is only going to be a lap of racing as we see Sushi Trash who's pit. For some reason, he's decided to pit.
This is going to be for the win, like Abu Dhabi maybe. Hamilton, Verstappen, Apple.
I don't think so. As you can see over there, he was very close. The drivers behind weren't far away, so he's gone all the way to the back of the grid right now. He's in
Oh,
P9.
I mean between Jensen and Tom, because Jensen on the pretty new soft compound tire, and Tom on the worn out mediums. So we might see Abu Dhabi over again, actually, as a safety car this late in the race. Puts Village Jensen right behind Tom. Of course, Tom had that 4-second gap, which was really important. But Tom, of course, has gotten these crazy good restarts, as we see this safety car point behind there. I don't know what happened there. And Tom gets disqualified for ignoring a yellow flag. That is actually huge right here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure why he passed the safety car in the first place. I'm genuinely confused why he passed the
Yeah,
safety car.
I I think.
Oh, oh, the lobby is glitched. The lobby is
Yeah,
definitely glitched.
the lobby is definitely glitched.
There you go. Jensen just got sent almost into the safety car, and I think got lucky that the safety car was closed. I'm sure that there's going to be a talk about this. I think Tom is going to appeal for a restart because he was of no fault over there. I think the safety car just glitched back and he was caught out over
I
there.
think so too. I think so too.
So the problem in this game is
Alligator
the
too.
problem in this game is that if you get sent to the front of the grid, all right, I mean front of the in front of the safety car,
Yeah.
what happens is it when you try to slow down and let the safety car repass you, the safety car slows down as well. It doesn't pass you normally. It just slows down and doesn't pass you back.
So Jensen actually got really lucky there that the safety car went back past him. And I think we have all the drivers lined up now. So I think we might be ready to go racing at the end of this lap, probably.
Yeah, the end of this lap, and that means that we will have just 2 laps of racing, 32 and 33, and that is going to be it's going to be a sprint race, and there are 4 drivers at the back: Sushi Trash, TTV Arrows, Owen, and Mark, who are on fresh softs, and I don't know if they will have that kind of pace advantage, but we'll wait and watch because there is JDX in P4 with 9-lap-old softs. The rest of them are all on 6 or 7-lap-old softs, and that's a significant difference, but I'm not sure how different will it be for 2 laps and how many places they'll be able to make. But I'm sure they're going to send it on every apex, on every corner, and they're going to be there's not going to be much of sensible racing per se because this is for the win, this is for position, this is for championship battle, this is for bragging rights at the end of the race. So we'll have to see how it goes.
And we actually see Dill back up into the podium positions, which is also a great recovery from him. But I think we saw, Sitka in the step. But we saw earlier John Meister being really aggressive, not really thinking about where he tried to overtake. He just, whenever he thought he might have a chance, he just went for it. So I think he's going to be really aggressive again on the restart. And Jensen's definitely going to have to watch out from that as Dill almost runs into the back of John Meister's weaving Ferrari, trying to get heat into the tires.
Well, I want to see the restart from the eyes of John Meister because he is going to be trying to get wheel to wheel before the line itself. He is known to be aggressive and he's shown it on this race. We'll wait and watch how it goes. But Jensen seems to have gone for it and John Meister has caught it right on point and he's deploying all of his ERS and he's gonna try and keep in the slipstream because one more point to note, there's not going to be any DRS anymore in this race. There's just 2 laps left and the DRS gets activated only at the end of the second lap. or the third lap, if I'm not wrong. I seem to have forgotten. But then there's no DRS anymore, and John Meister's gone wide. Dill seems to have made the position and got up to P2. John Meister definitely getting affected over there by the dirty air, as we saw. But Dill is on point, and he's going to be trying and making a move soon. But he is in the fight for the win for sure. Sushi Trash and TTV Arrow seems to have spun out somewhere. They are out of contention to make that comeback drive we were talking about. Owen is the only driver over there, apart from Mark, who together made up a couple of positions, and now they'll be trying and fighting back up to the drivers ahead. I think Owen might have an advantage in terms of uh, penalties. As we have a look at the penalties over there, Owen has no penalties, whereas the drivers ahead of him have 3 and 6 second penalties. So he's getting 2 positions for sure, and that's a P5 in the bag. But we wait and watch because we know that anything can happen at the last lap as well. And as we go around the final corner, we are starting lap number 33, the final lap, and Dil is in contention definitely for that win. And they
We
both
will
are
see Dill sending
deploying
it.
all of their ERS. Take us away, Alfred.
Yeah, we'll definitely see Dill sending it somehow down here, inside, outside, doesn't really matter. And really says really goes defensive, really aggressive, but it definitely worked out for him as Dill has a bit of a moment and loses lots of time to Jensen. That's going to be crucial here in the last lap. Honestly, this is just pure crazy. Dill, of course, when on pole position, he went back a couple of times, a couple of spins, and he disconnected or had his AI drive and fall back a little. Village Jensen starting second to last as well, and Dill gets a 3 second time penalty. That is absolutely a crucial part of this race for Village Jensen. Jensen knows that he just has to stay within 3 seconds. So he just has to bring this car home, and he probably will have this victory. Dill really pushing. He wants to be first on the track anyway. You can clearly see that he knows he's not going to get those 3 seconds of course, unless something happens to Jensen. But look at how close this whole field is. Honestly, it's only the Arrows, Sushi Trash, and Brandon out of contention. But even down there, Brandon is fighting Sushi Trash. As we see coming across the line here, Jensen in front of John My how Dill fell all the way back into P6 with that 3 second time pressure. That's how close the field was. But we see Village Jensen doing an absolute brilliant recovery from starting second to last without qualifying, as he got that qualifying ban. Rather today, I 100% couldn't agree anymore. That was great drive from Jensen.
Yeah, and he seems to have just nailed that defense over there towards turn one at the final corner. Really happy for these drivers who finished on the podium, as we have Jensen who's finished P1 for AlphaTauri, starting from P80, and we had 19 drivers today on grid. We have John Meister in P2, who was struggling for some sensible overtaking spots. I must say, I don't mean to offend him, but then he has so much pace which he can show, and I think he just needs to decide where to make the right overtakes. But that still puts him in P2. He started from P4, and that's a good drive. Nonetheless, JDX in P3, really good drive from him as well, and he's come home in P3 for Alfa Romeo. Going back to Owen, who's in P4 now, brilliant drive from him, started P10, uh, finishing in P4 for Haas. Red Bull driver T for Real in P5, Dill finishing P6 with that unfortunate 3 second penalty in the final lap. Dan Walker in P7, Arrows in P8, Sushi Trash in P9, Mark W in P10 for Alpha Tauri. Williams has their only finishing driver, sorry, the second finishing driver in P11, and the rest of the drivers DNF over there. Alligator, Flux Animal wins. Jonas, Krikri, and I think there was a disqualification of a McLaren driver, Tom, which was pretty
Yeah,
unfortunate.
and JVIA as well got disqualified for being beached in the beginning in the Ferrari.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I must say that was a mighty race. In fact, it's a lot of action that we got to see and commentate on, and I'm sure, Alfred, you agree with me over here.
I 100% agree. Spain used to have a reputation of bringing boring races, but definitely not this year. Not in real life, not in this esports league. And coming up next week we have round 6 in Sanford, so that's going to be exciting.
Well, definitely, it's going to be exciting, and I'm sure the viewers will also be wanting to watch how it goes for these drivers because there's so much pace and so much close battles in the field. A lot of similar pace. The gap between these drivers is so minute that they're able to bring out that those beautiful moments on track with wheel to wheel racing, going into the corners where we least expect them to go wheel to wheel, and they're doing it well as well. So it's something we have to look out for in the next race. But in the meantime, congratulations to Jensen for getting that P1 and John Meister P2 and JDX P3. And we will see you in the next race, which is round 6 next week this time. Good night, everyone. Have a good night, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you for stream. Thank you for checking into the stream, and do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And see you soon. Thank you. Good night. See you guys.